Salutations, people of YouTube. In the last video I was talking about how to make the cars go boom. Now in this video I'm going to talk about the subtle and gentle art of jumping out of a moving vehicle. Once more, the things I say and points I make in this video are going to concern Battle Royale mod as of version 0.6 and whatever the current version of Arma is as of end of April 2015. Because even the minute changes in the code could potentially nullify the research I've done here in terms of jumping out of moving cars. In order to jump out of a moving vehicle, you need to either scroll down your mouse wheel and get to the eject option and click it. You notice that when you get out of the car that way, the engine keeps running. Or another way of doing this is, instead of scrolling the mouse wheel, you by default double tap V. And you eject again, the engine is running. So if you were to press V once, you would get out of the car. Now the car is stationary, so you can't really tell the difference apart from the engine being turned off if you are getting out of the car, let's call it properly. The highest moderately safe speed at which you can jump out of the vehicle is 70 kilometers an hour. So let's get to 70, double tap V, we take damage. We lost about 83 health out of 100, but we're alive. So you should only attempt to do this when you are at full health. Otherwise, you will most likely die. Unless, of course, you're jumping out of the vehicle at a lower speed. This is us in the SUV. He's okay, he's gonna get up. Aren't you? Yeah, that's right. This is the paper truck. This is the pickup truck. Again, he's going to be okay and get up in a second. Sometimes you end up in that kind of state. There you go. This is the Zamak. Again, down to 20 health from 100, so lost about 80%, like similarly to other vehicles. And the ATV. There's an additional trick with the ATV. You can actually get off the ATV or jump off the ATV sometimes without a scratch, but only if you're on the perfectly flat ground like here. And then you take no damage. Obviously, reproducing this in the battle or finding the flat ground like here, somewhere in Altis, somewhere else, you know, when you're not on the desert plain, can be quite difficult. So it's not something I'd recommend doing while, you know, trying to win a match of Battle Royale, but it does exist. It does sometimes happen. Some of you might be asking, what is even the point of jumping out of vehicles if you end up taking damage? Wouldn't it be easier to just stop and park up the car? Now, there are several cases where instead of stopping the car and getting out, jumping out is more beneficial. If, for example, you're under fire, if you get out of the car through ejecting, obviously I didn't kill anyone here, but you are immediately ready to shoot, obviously unless you ended up sort of behind it, crawling on the, or prostrate on the ground like you've seen with some of the bigger vehicles. This is a bit easier to do with the ATV. Another obvious use of ejecting is if your fuel tank is red and you know that your car is going to blow up. So depending on when you notice that your fuel tank is red, it may be beneficial to immediately jump out as long as you're going less than 70 kilometers an hour if you have full health, etc. So if you have less health, then the speed you want to be going at to safely jump out and not die is going to be lower and lower and lower. But if your car is about to explode, parking up and then running away from it as it explodes may not always be an option. Another potential use of jumping out of vehicles, which is probably quite limited in its scope, could be to ram someone without being in the car while that is happening. So if I were to go near this SUV, jump out, and do something like that. There could be a situation where that is useful. I mean, especially if you're feeling very gutsy, probably limited situations like that, but still could be useful for you. This is it for today's video. Please be mindful of your speed and remember that jumping out of vehicles is fundamentally dangerous. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it entertaining and informative. If you did so, please consider supporting it any way you can. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.